YouTube/Patreon/BitShoot. Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. Today's video, I want to talk about these current events that's taking place now in the news. If you watch the news, because a lot of people don't, but if you watch the news or keep it up with current events, which I'm pretty sure you are, because, Big Brother, aka the media, they always making sure that the shit is televised every second on the second, which, has pros and cons. But anyway, so with America protecting Ukraine from Russia trying to invade them, like, to me personally, it remind me of like some Call of Duty shit from like Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3 out. I'm just saying, I'm not even trying to be funny. That's just what it reminded me of. But I already kind of knew this was coming. A lot of people already knew this was coming, not with those specific countries, but just from the tension and shit that's been brewing. And also just the fact, if you know, I think his name is either Steven Jackson or Steve Jackson, but it was like a ex-CIA agent or ex-FBI agent, but I think he was CIA. He created the Illuminati card game back in 1995, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He either created it in 1991 or 1995, but it could be 1995, And I think he got taken off the shelves in like 1999, some shit like that. I have to go back and do my research on it. Actually, no, I don't. I'm about to look that shit up right now. Matter of fact, I just thought about it. Hold on, I'm about to just look that shit up. Matter of fact, I'm not even finna, guess or no shit like that. I'm just finna look it up. I just thought about that. The fuck am I doing? Oh yeah, fuck all the haters too. By the way, some bitch ass nigga tried to hack me on Instagram today earlier and shit on some fugazi shit. Dude, lucky I don't come over there and crack his motherfucking egg. You feel me? Work with them motherfucking people. And I know who sent you. And just know, don't let the soft spoken shit fool you. Motherfucker come over there and flatline your dumb ass. Just to let you know, a nigga will flatline your whole little squad. So just know that when you fucking with me. Okay, goofies? Okay, let's get it established. But shout out to the genuine people out there. I fuck with y'all. And not the fake genuine motherfuckers. I'm talking about the real genuine motherfuckers. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all. But them fake genuine motherfuckers, fuck them. Send them niggas to hell. Okay, so when was the Illuminati card game created? I'm not even finna guess. I was finna guess and shit. I don't know if cause it just say this on Wikipedia. It was just saying the shit got edited like 7 days ago, so you never know, motherfucker could be putting anything on that Wikipedia shit. I think I found a more credible, I think I found a more credible site. This is a site called Independent, and I'm assuming it's of course, an independent blog/news company. But anyway, it's the 1990s card game that predicted 9/11, Donald Trump, COVID, and the Capitol riot. Illuminati New World Order continues to attract conspiracy theorists 27 years later after its launch for its apparently uncanny ability to foretell the future. Excuse me. This is funny. And an out of print multiplayer card game that first appeared in 1994. See, I was right. First appeared in 1994 is continuing to attract interest and unease online over its apparently eerie ability to predict major global events from 9/11 to the election of Donald Trump, the coronavirus pandemic, and the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th this year. This was in 2021. Illuminati New World Order, released by Steve Jackson Games. It cast the player as a puppet master pursuing world domination on behalf of their chosen mythic secret society. The game offering a choice of the Bavarian Illuminati, the Discordian Society, the UFOs, the servants of Cholulu, the Bermuda Triangle, and the gnomes of Zurich. I have to look into that. The goal of Illuminati spun off from the game, the same company's 1982 board game that was in turn inspired by the Illuminati's trilogy, 1975 fantasy novels by Robert Shea and Robert Anton Wilson, is to develop and consolidate a power structure through which to rule the globe from the shadows on behalf of your chosen order, manipulating society and dealing out apocalyptic blows to your opponents as you go. Maybe the Illuminati are behind this game, Mr. Shea wrote in his introduction to the original game's rulebook. They are by definition behind everything. That's goddamn deep. They are by definition behind everything. All right, and that's pretty much it. I'm not about to keep reading all that. That's pretty much the basis of what I was trying to say. So it was created by Steve Jackson. It appeared in 1994, around that time. And I think they took it off the market like 2001 or something like that. Let me see. That's what I need to look up. When did they take the game? But yeah, matter of fact, I could have that part wrong. I don't know if dude was a CIA agent. I'm not sure. I would have to look into him. That's what I have heard. But just reading that and stuff that I read in the past, it didn't say really nothing about that. But then again, it don't really say it's about him because it's not an autobiography or a biography by him. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that's what like word on these conspiracy streets. You know what I'm saying? That he was a CIA agent that made this game. But you know what I mean? That's some shit I'm gonna have to look into. So you don't think I'm Big Tifa? That's just funny. When was the Right. Okay, so I had it wrong. So let me just clear that up right now. I see it on here right now. Um, and some other shit that popped up. But this is from Wikipedia, so they could just be lying. But I don't think so, because it did say something about 1982 in that last thing I read. He decided, it means Stephen Jackson, a game about the secret conspiracy idea behind Illuminatus was viable after researching the Illuminati and conspiracy theories in extensive and enthusiastic play testing. It went on the market in July 1982. So yeah, so basically, yeah, the game came out in 1982, but they got taken off the market in 1994, 1995, sometime around that time. So yeah, I had it wrong. That's my bad. Yep, it's just crazy. But yeah, basically, um, yeah, that was just some shit that I was thinking about. And the funny thing about it is, just now that I think about it, I didn't even know I was gonna make this video even about this, but that's cool. But I brought that up basically to say, and it just took me like 10 fucking minutes to explain that. You know what I'm saying? But I brought this up to say pretty much basically, the card game predicted World War III and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people say World War III is like mentally, spiritually, physically, or it's like it's World War III is mental prison, shit like that. But I personally don't think that. I really think World War III is actually going to be like another world war, which is technically happening now. Like hasn't happened, but it's like happening and shit. It is just like the card game predicted it, and now it's happening. But I personally think like, come on, with America, we putting out what 8,500, 8,900 troops on the border to be on alert and make sure that Russia ain't trying to invade Ukraine. You know what I mean? And then you got Russia. They practice on the other side of the border with like 100,000 a day soldiers or some shit like that, doing like drills and shit. So it's like, what the fuck you think will happen? It's gonna happen, and if it don't happen, I don't know. It's probably gonna happen just from the things. And then the one guy he said to like change a country's to change their way of life or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. He said to change their way of life. There's no other way to do that than by war. And then you had the Ukrainian people that was on that video. It was a man and a woman. Um, and they were saying how they not about to just let Russia try to take their freedom, or they ain't about to let no other country take their freedom. They're gonna actually fight back, and that's good. You see what I'm saying? So I personally think it's gonna be some shit going down. I personally think America is gonna do the draft again, where they're gonna draft motherfuckers back into the military, like a whole bunch of new people and shit, which is cool. That's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Always down to take out some insurgents. But nah, I'm just saying like just with all the shit going down with USA, we they flew out the like relatives of the people that work at the embassy and shit. You know what I mean? I forgot what they call them. It's a certain name that they call them and stuff like that. And it's just like Russia on their border, America. We got our soldiers on their border trying to protect it. And it's like Russia, they already think like, like they unstoppable and shit. They gonna come in and just do what the fuck they want to do. And unfortunately, that's why we there to make sure that that don't happen. And I'm not saying Russia bad or no shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Or not all Russians, or not even all people. Like, you just, a person is a person, like, regardless of where they from or whatever, and shit like that. Like, if they evil, then it's just an evil person. If they good, then that's a good person type shit. But still, like, that shit is crazy. And that's another thing too, with like the end of the world shit. A lot of people, they think that I'm happy that the world ended. I'm not happy that it's ended, and it's not even gonna be like a physical end. It's gonna be like an end of a system, an end of a time period, an end of an age, and the end of the age is glamour. That's basically what's coming to an end and shit. Like how society has been ran, that's coming to an end. And now they about to usher in this new age shit. And just like with anything else, like a pro and a con, it's gonna be pros to it and it's gonna be cons to this new age shit. You know what I mean? That's what they was introducing the technology back in like what, the 80s, probably the 90s, and then they just started perfecting it in like the 2000s and shit, because that was like the entry to the new millennium. And then now we really living in like the super new millennium and shit. They got so much technology out there that's just it's mind blowing to people who wasn't in that generation. Like I'm already was born in a technology generation, so it don't really like amaze me unless it's like some shit like that's just next level and shit. You know, like on the technology side. But yeah, that's basically what the world headed into. And then like with this war shit, that's why I personally think that's why I was bringing up that card game. I personally think that it, this would be the World War III. You know what I mean? Like Russia trying to invade them, blah blah blah. America there to stop them because you know we got like an embassy there, and you know like we work with Ukraine for like certain resources or something like that. They have something important that we need. Like I said, I gotta actually do some research on that too while I'm here, shit, instead of just guessing. Or not even guessing, instead of just trying to remember that shit. I just pull it up. Right. Okay, here you go right here. So it says the question is what does the US get from Ukraine? That's basically like what I was just saying. It says the US total imports of agricultural products from Ukraine totaled at $143 million in 2019. Leading categories include fruit and vegetables, 48 million, other vegetable oils, 31 million, snack foods, 12 million, other dairy products, 2 million, and processed fruit and vegetables, $918,000 in revenue. So that's pretty much why America, I mean, Ukraine is important to America. And that's what I was saying. And that's basically why I was saying the shit that I was saying and shit. Like, we basically get like imports from them or some shit like that. Not even imports from them, but we get, it's basically like, you know, just like partnership business, a ally basically and shit. Like barter and trade basically, to simplify it. And then I'm about to look up why is Ukraine so important to Russia? That seems like that's the leading question. Like, what do they want from them? So basically, it's saying there's some shit like some in-house fighting type shit, but America just getting involved in this shit because you know, Big Brother, you know, that's we like I said, that's like our ally and shit, and we get a lot of important goods, agricultural goods and shit from them, and probably some other stuff as well. But that's like the main stuff. Like we get a lot of agriculture from them, and in exchange, we basically like protecting them with our military and shit, basically. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it says currently the two countries are engaged in the Russo-Ukrainian war, which started in 2014, following the Russian annexation of Crimea from Ukraine after the Soviet Union's dissolution in 1991. The successor states' bilateral relations have undergone periods of ties, tension, and outright hostility. So it's like some in-house shit, and America just jumping into that shit. But yeah, like I said, I personally think that's going to lead to like a low key another, like that's going to be like World War III and shit. So it's like, for example, motherfuckers be like, oh, what if it don't play out as a zombie apocalypse? Okay, if it don't play out as a zombie apocalypse, first things first, it technically is an apocalypse. It's just the beginning stages of it because one, it's a pandemic. When in your lifetime, especially for my generation, if you like older, you probably lived through a different pandemic or a different type of biological warfare, you know, like the SARS, you know, the H1N1, all that shit. The mad cow disease. That mad cow disease is pretty much related to the zombie deer disease. You know what I'm saying? Like the expert on Joe Rogan, he really break that shit down. That shit is like crazy. Like it's deep. And I've been looking into the zombie deer disease as well. All this different stuff. It's just so much different stuff that's happening simultaneously and shit that never happened on this earth before. Now it's happening at this age. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Because it's the end of age. It's, our system is collapsing. It's in-house fighting with these so-called royal families and shit. And that goes for the so-called black motherfuckers too. They don't even know who the fuck they is. And there's so much in-house fighting. If you from a black family or you're a so-called black person, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Especially if you from, and not even if you from an impoverished area, but really if you from an impoverished area, but even if you so-called black rich person, there's so much in-house fighting. It's so much in-house fighting with family members, close friends and shit. It's just so much bickering and arguing and shit. Motherfuckers might get along here and there, but usually it's a lot of bickering, arguing and shit. That's the same thing with a lot of these other families and shit. It's a lot of in-house fighting, a lot of bickering and arguing about this and that and all this shit. Yeah, shit is just simple. What they put in your face, but you don't get it. That, and basically, so if a zombie apocalypse don't break out, it's technically still an apocalypse. It just hasn't got as bad as they want it to get or as bad as it is gonna get. You see what I'm saying? You still got that shit that's gonna wipe you out. Then too, let's say they do have a world war. People still gonna be panic buying. They're gonna be giving people rations. Like I said, they probably gonna do another draft. You know, just different shit like that. And if it ain't another world war, they still gonna try to simulate that. They still gonna try to simulate that. Anything that could try to really catch the public off guard to like instill the most fear and shit. But shit is real. I'm telling you. Like just do your own fucking research. This shit is most definitely real. But they trying to put it in, it's the modern era, so they putting it in like a not funny way, but they putting it in just a different type of way. So you look at it like it's something totally different, but really it's the same shit, just disguised as something else and shit. And then what else? And that's basically pretty much it. Like if it ain't really no physical zombie apocalypse, you still got diseases and shit that's running rampant, like this COVID and all this other shit that's gonna wipe you out too. So it's still technically an apocalypse or a pandemic, which was they calling it. So if you think about it, it's just phase one. You've seen it in the last video I posted in a post on my community tab. This is Bill Gates. This ain't me saying this shit. This is Bill Gates saying this shit. That they trying to put money towards a different type of a different pandemic. And he said it's gonna be far worse pandemics than this one. So technically all this shit that's going on right now is phase one. That lockdown and shit that happened, when was it, last year? Yep, it was last year. When it happened last year and shit, well, I was in Australia anyway, but they still had that lockdown when they locked down the whole world and shit. There was a lockdown there too in Australia. Like, they had that shit locked down. So it's like, this shit happening worldwide where they locking this shit down. That's the test phase. The test this shit, see how motherfuckers react, see if people gonna fight back, see if people gonna listen. And it's like the more you try to crack their code, the more they gonna try to switch up the outcome of how they want shit to play out. So you never know how this shit gonna play out. A lot of people paying attention to this, you know, this whole Russia shit and America shit and Ukraine shit. So it's like they might try to flip it. Like these motherfuckers real slick. So it's like you gotta just pretty much just pay attention and have an eye for detail, and you'll really see. If you just somebody that just don't really give a fuck, then you ain't gonna see it. You know what I mean? But some people see it and they don't know how to really express that shit. But shit is crazy though.